Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to take you through this morning Yin practice. This means we begin with Vinyasa yoga, a little bit more active and energizing, and then we'll switch over to Yin yoga, where we hold passive poses for a few minutes, focusing a little bit more on flexibility. No props required. This is all levels appropriate, maybe a little bit more intermediate, but I'll try to give lots of options for those of you who want to take it a little bit easier. And let's begin tabletop pose on hands and knees, spreading the fingertips wide, knees underneath the hips. And I'm going to rotate my right hand back so that I have my fingertips pointing towards my right knee, stretching into the forearm here, pushing down into the palm, sliding the shoulder blades down the back. And you can start to bend into your right elbow and lift the heel of the hand, that palm of the hand off of the mat. Just changing the sensation a little bit here. And release. Now, keeping the fingertips pointing towards your knees, bring the back of your hand onto the mat, still spreading the fingers wide. Start with the elbows straight, and you're kind of just trying to lean your weight back. And then we'll start to lift the back of the hand off the mat as I bend into the elbow. And we'll release. Same thing to the other side. So I'm going to rotate so that my fingertips are facing the knee. My palm is still planted on the mat. Deep belly breaths in and out through the nose. You might notice that this feels a little bit more intense in one side versus the other. Maybe your dominant hand. And you can bend into the elbow, start to lift the palm. And we'll release. Last little movement here. Get the back of your hand to the mat. And I'm almost thinking of pushing my wrist towards the top of the mat. I'm going to bend into the elbow and lift the palm up. And releasing. Tabletop pose for cat and cow. Think of pushing into fingertips and knuckles, taking the weight out of the wrists. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, tailbone up. Exhale, round and contract. And just going through those two movements, focusing on spinal flexion and extension. Stretching through the abdominals. One more cycle. And coming to a neutral spine, go ahead and bring the back of your hand, right hand, to the back of your head. You're going to inhale, lift the elbow up, and then come back to neutral. So you probably won't be doing a huge range of motion. We're just trying to target and activate through the upper back. So lifting up and down twice more here. Lift and lower. The next time you lift, straighten that right arm up into thread the needle. Right arm extends underneath you, shoulder and ear lower to the mat. I'm going to straighten my left arm, reaching it up overhead. This is option one. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you can straighten that left leg behind you and maybe lift that left leg off the floor. So feel free to let this go if it's too much to be balancing here in this thread the needle. But if you do have that left leg lifted, think of squeezing through the hamstrings, squeezing through the glutes, keeping an internal hip rotation. And we'll bring that left knee down. If you had the leg lifted, slide your left hand back, press and re-extend, re-reach that right arm up. Maybe notice if there's a bit more space now. And the hand comes down. We go to the other side, left fingertips to the back of the head, and you just lift and come back to facing the mat, back to neutral. I'm inhaling to lift, exhaling to come back, engaging my abs a little bit. And the next time you open up, reach the fingertips up to the sky, thread the needle, left arm reaches underneath you, shoulder and ear delicately placed on the mat. Right arm extends forward, push into your right palm, and then maybe you straighten your right leg and can also lift that right leg off the floor. And if you roll over, it's no big deal, happens to everyone. The more you can focus on that internal hip rotation, so keeping the front of your right thigh, your knee, your toes all pointing towards the mat, the easier it will be not to roll over and lean too much to one side. Let's bring our right knee back down to the floor. We'll slide that right hand back in, push and re-extend yourself up. Left fingertips extend. And coming back down, setting ourselves up for downward dog. Walk your hands a couple inches past the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and lift your hips up and back. And first downward dog of the day, you can paddle out the legs, bending one knee, straightening the other leg, getting the stretch to go even into your calves, into the ankles. Lifting the seat up nice and high, pressing our chest back towards our thighs. Relax your head and your neck. Let's lift our heels up nice and high. Come forward into plank pose. Hold here. Big breath. Exhale back to downward facing dog. A few more times. Inhale forward to plank. Strong through your core. Exhale to down dog. Twice more. Breathing in and out. Last one, inhale, hold here, drop your right knee down to the mat, roll to the inner edge of your left foot and extend your left arm up to the sky. This is your modified side plank. You can add on to this by pointing the left toes and lifting that left leg up. Again, either staying here or adding your bind. Bending into your left knee, grab a hold of your foot with your hand. Think of pushing and kicking that foot into the palm as you arch through your back a little bit here. Big side body stretch as well as a back bend. We all come out the exact same way we came. So straighten and reach that left leg up. We're going to step the left foot forward to the top of the mat, framing that front foot with both hands. So my knee is on top of the ankle into my low lunge, arms extend up, bend into your elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, little back bend with the cactus arms. And release, straightening that front leg any amount into your hamstring stretch, into those half splits. And let's add a twist here. Right fingertips stay down to the floor, left arm extends up. Left fingertips come back down to the mat. We find our downward facing dog. Bend into that front knee and step the left foot back. Maybe you'd like to stay here. If you'd like to take your vinyasa, you're going to flow forward to plank. This time we lower all the way to our belly. Into cobra, keep the elbows bent and hugging in. Back, downward facing dog. So 4 times we go from down dog to plank pose. Inhale. Rock the weight forward. Exhale, press it back, down dog. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. Bringing the shoulders over the wrists. Back of the head is lifted. Last one, in your plank pose, hold just so you can bring that left knee down to the mat. Roll to the inner edge of that right foot and extend your right arm up towards the sky. This is option 1. Feel free to stay here. Otherwise, point through your toes and lift that right leg up. Option 2. Finally, option 3, add your bind. Grab a hold of that foot. Kick the foot into the palm. Balancing on that left hand and left shin. Big thigh stretch here. We all come out the same way, so release the bind, and we're going to step that right foot forward to the top of the mat, finding our low lunge. My right knee is on top of my ankle. I'm pressing and lifting myself up, tailbone down, belly is strong, bending into the elbows, a little bit of a back bend here as you shift the gaze up. Into our half splits, straightening that right leg any amount. And we'll add our twist. Left hand stays to the mat, right arm extends up, trying to stack and align that right shoulder on top of our left one. Release, downward facing dog, either holding your downward dog or taking your vinyasa, maybe taking chaturanga this time as you lower and hover halfway, cobra or upward facing dog. And we find our down dog. Let's walk our feet forward to the top of the mat. You can widen your feet. Bend your knees a little bit, hold onto the elbows, let yourself sway a little side to side, just getting a little bit deeper into those hamstrings, decompressing along the spine. You can turn the head side to side in a no motion. Hands come down to the mat to bend your knees generously, push into your heels to roll all the way up to stand. Head and shoulders are the last to make their way up. We're going to widen our stance. Have your heels in, toes out slightly. Inhale, arms reach up. And then as you exhale, bring the hands to center. Find this deep goddess squat. So my shoulders are staying over my hips and I'm squeezing my seat using my glutes to press those knees open a little wider as I bring my weight further down. Just holding here strong through those quads. We're gonna go into Skandasana, our side lunge. So my right knee is gonna stay bent, my left leg straightens. You can bring your fingertips down to the floor. Big deep stretch here, still pushing that right knee open. And let's go to the other side. Left knee bends, right leg is straight. One more each way. If you'd like to challenge yourself, keep your arms out this time. Working a little bit more on strength. And over to the left. Into our wide-legged forward fold. Find yourself to center. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Any arm variation that you would like here. I'm just going to walk my hands back. One more deep belly breath. Walk your hands out in front of you, flat back, hands on your hips, push your feet into the floor and lift yourself all the way up. Warrior two, right side. So I'm just gonna pivot my right toes, pointing towards the top of my mat, bending into that right knee, sinking the hips down low, opening up the arms. Let's reverse, left hand down, right arm up. Still bending into that right knee. Extended side angle, either bringing the right forearm onto your thigh with the left arm reaching up overhead or going deeper into it by bringing the fingertips down to the mat. And now circle that left arm all the way down. This is more like a crouching tiger variation. You're going to bend into that left knee, straighten the right leg. Try to keep your right foot flat to the floor. And circle it back. Come back exactly the way you came. Reach up, warrior two, and we'll go do the exact same thing the other side. So straighten the right leg, pivot those right toes in, left toes go out, bend into your left knee. Reverse, right hand down, left arm up. Into our extended side angle, either the forearm rests on the thigh or the fingertips come down to the mat. You're going to circle that right arm all the way down, reach it towards the back of the mat as you straighten the left leg and bend into that right knee. Right hand circles all the way forward again, lifts you up into your warrior two. Straighten the left leg, pivot, turn to the top of the mat just so you can take a big step forward. And we'll take our flow before switching into Vinyasa, or into Yin Yoga, sorry. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your palms. This is your last flow here. And we find our downward dog. Let's begin with pigeon pose. Right leg extends up, bend your right knee, open up that hip, and you're gonna bring that right knee somewhere behind your right wrist. Squaring off the hips so we're not leaning on one side more than the other. Maybe you wanna stay up here, or you can fold yourself down. So we have about 2.5 minutes in this pose before we get out and repeat on the other side. So with yin yoga, we're coming into passive poses, meaning I'm not pushing, I'm not pulling, I'm not forcing my body into any specific shape. I'm trying to soften as much as possible, letting gravity do the work for me. And this is meant to benefit our joints, the connective tissues, the fascia throughout our body. So if it feels really hard to relax, to breathe deeply, that's usually an indication that you've gone too far into the pose. Less is more with yin. Sometimes it can be a bit more of a mental challenge instead of a physical one. So just stay focused on your breath. Just a little bit longer here. Instead of going back to downward dog, we're going to come into a forward fold. So you can just lift yourself up, rock your weight onto your right hip so that you can extend that left leg forward. And I'll give you 2 options here. So an easier version of the pose of this forward fold is to just come into head to knee, just keeping that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And we're just letting ourselves melt down, letting gravity do the work for us. If you'd like to intensify this, you're going to wrap your right leg over the left, almost like a knee pile where I'm trying to get my right knee directly on top of that left one. And then I'm folding down. And you'll notice if you're doing this variation, you're not going to be going down quite as low. It does make the pose a lot more sensational. So if it's too much this morning, let it go. No pushing, no pulling, just deep breaths, letting go here. Really important with forward folds. Try not to rush out of them. Use your hands, just walking them back a little inch by inch so that we're slowly unrounding and lifting ourselves up. And we'll be coming to downward dog, so we can repeat those 2 poses on the other side. It might feel good just to do like a windshield wiper motion with the knees or to straighten both legs in front of you. And you can cross at the ankles, plant the hands. And in this downward dog, we're going to extend our left leg up to the sky, bend your left knee, open up that hip, and we'll place our left knee somewhere behind that left wrist. Squaring off the hips so we're not leaning on one side more than the other. Take your time here. Very normal for one side to feel different than the other. So choosing how you want to come into pigeon pose, knowing that you want to be able to settle into it for about 2.5 minutes. So take those first few breaths to make any little adjustments and movements so that you can find some comfort and relaxation here. Five more breaths here in the pose. Don't know if you can hear her purring. I have a little guest joining us. And let's go ahead and start to lift ourselves up. We're going to be coming into that forward fold, focusing on the hamstrings a little bit more. So leaning on that left leg, right leg will go out in front of you. You're either just taking this first option with the foot to the inside of the thigh, folding forward this way, or going a little bit deeper into it by crossing the left thigh over the right, stacking one knee on top of the other, and then letting gravity pull you into that forward fold from here. And trying to be still and stay present can be hard when we have distractions, but we do our best. Slow, steady breaths in and out through our nose. And these morning classes are always an invitation to set the tone for the day ahead. I always use my morning classes just as a way to choose a word, something I want to focus on, an intention that feels very simple So you might start to think of that now. And use your hands pushing into the floor to slowly start lifting yourself back up. And just like before, it might feel good to do a little windshield wiper motion with the knees or just to straighten the legs. We'll come into our last downward facing dog, just to stretch everything out, crossing at the ankles, planting the palms. And we'll come into child's pose from here, big toes together, knees as wide as you would like them to be, and we fold on down. For our last yin pose, we'll slide onto our bellies, coming to sphinx. Staying propped up on our elbows. And we're trying to use this to lift up through the chest, pushing the shoulders back, pressing a little bit through pubic bone, hip bones, a little bit through the tops of the feet, so that we're not jamming or causing any pinching in the lower back. I really want you to feel this more through chest and shoulders. So if it feels uncomfortable here, just walk your elbows out a little bit more in front of you. Focus on length, pulling your heart forward. If you notice your mind beginning to wander, just always either come back. I like to either focus on the flow of my breath, or I focus all of my intention on the physical sensations from the pose. That can be really a nice way to ground your awareness. Or you might focus on the intention you'd like to set for your day. All right, and let's release from this pose. So you can just press yourself back up onto hands and knees. Make any little movements here and adjustments that feel good. When I do morning classes, I don't usually like to finish in Shavasana just because I don't want you or me to fall back asleep. So instead, we're going to do a seated meditation, and we'll be here for a few minutes. So do what you need to be able to sit comfortably. I'm going to grab my affirmation cards, and I'll just draw one at random, and we can use that to help assist us in our meditation. So these are just my I Radiate Joy affirmation cards from the deck I made. Oh my goodness. Very challenging with a little cat at home. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, let's see. Our affirmation that we can contemplate in this meditation is, I move my body because I enjoy the vitality it brings me. I move my body because I enjoy the vitality it brings me. So sitting up nice and tall, shrug your shoulders down and away from your ears. You might internally repeat that affirmation a few times. Noticing what comes up for you when you reflect on this. I move my body because I enjoy the vitality it brings me. Staying with those deep breaths. See if you can relax your neck and shoulders a little more. No tension in your jaw or in your facial muscles. Using the short meditation to set ourselves up for the day ahead, to get really clear, to do something positive for ourselves first. I move my body because I enjoy the vitality it brings me. And start to deepen your breath. And we'll bring our hands together at heart center. You might want to choose one word as your intention, or maybe you want to use this affirmation. Whatever it is, have it really clear in your mind's eye, clear in your heart. And we'll chant Om together one time. Let's inhale to chant. Breathe in. Om. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this morning Vin to Yin practice with me and Daisy. I hope she wasn't too distracting. I think she really is trying to get me to go play with her. Please let me know what you thought of this class. Do subscribe if you don't already. I have many other Vin to Yin classes, but also hundreds of morning classes if you wanted to make this a daily habit. Okay. You want to say bye? All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.